I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Welcome back to Play Together, Stay Together. As always, we have my wonderful husband Zach with us.
What's up?
We're just going to be discussing golf. Anything and everything you need to know about golf. Tee times, outfits, when's the best time to play, best courses, everything. Zach, I'm going to let you go first because you know a little more than I do, but you have all the answers.
Yeah, so this week is just going to be all golf. We're going to give you a little background about us in the golf industry, kind of where we're at as players, where we're at as business owners, because, we are in the golf industry. We sell golf apparel, Paradise Golf Apparel, right up on the wall. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about kind of how we came to making that, to designing that. A couple weeks ago, we did a Q&A podcast, and we saved all the questions about golf for today. So we're going to talk about that, and we'll just talk about some of the misconceptions, some of the things that people ask us or we see on message boards, and just for the new golfer, for people that want to get into it. Right now, it is America's fastest growing sport. I think COVID did a lot to kind of push golf in everybody's face because it's something that you can do without a lot of people around. You can kind of social distance.
Yeah.
And golf is where it's at right now. That's one of the main reasons I got into golf, and one of the main reasons Rachel got into golf, which is kind of cool. So, let's start with just talking about us as players. So I've been playing this will be my third year playing. I started out horrible. The first time I ever went out was with my cousin Matt and my uncle, and I thought, I'm going to be awesome at this. All I'm doing is hitting this little ball with a stick. I should be good at this. I played sports in high school. I played on rec teams. I've been playing sports my whole life. I should be good at golf. Well, I wasn't.
But you're good now. So
I'm all right now. But yeah, everybody has to start at that spot where you don't know what you're doing. And we're going to try to make that a little easier for you, right?
Yeah, I've been only playing for 2 years, and this is my second summer actually really taking it serious, doing the lessons, working with Zach, and going out there more than, once a month golfing. I'm still not the best.
Yeah.
By any means. But I think the goal to it and the key to success with golf is just having fun. And we just took our little girl out yesterday, and you can tell she was getting frustrated because she wasn't doing that well. But it was her first time on the course in over a year, and she's just like me. You get frustrated. One bad hit, your game's done. You gotta learn not to do that. But it definitely is fun. I can see the improvements I'm having in myself, and the lessons I'm doing with Zach. It's fun. I love it.
Yeah. So when she says lessons with Zach, I'm actually going through 2 courses right now. The first is the National Registry of Professional Golf Instructors, and I'm about halfway through with that. One of my big goals is to teach. I'm an instructor in the fire department. I went to college at Akron University for education. I love teaching, and especially when I'm as passionate about something as I am golf, it makes it a lot easier. So I'm going through that right now, and I'm also going through the PGA Pro program to be a Class A golf pro. So I can teach, so I can just do things around the golf course, because I really, really love this sport, and I love kind of what it brings and everything about it. So when she says that I'm teaching her, I'm not just out there willy-nilly. I've taken lessons, I've taken classes, I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm not all the way through it yet, but I kind of know what I'm doing, so I'm trying to help her, and that helps me in my journey to become a good golf pro, because I get to have somebody that I'm kind of starting from square one, somebody that doesn't know the sport, and I'm helping her, get better. I mean, we played Clemson, the Walker course, a couple months ago, and Rachel shot an 88. Now, for you, those of you that don't golf, you don't really know what that means. But for those of you that do, that's a really good score. A lot of people can't break 100, and then they can't break 90, and even less can break 80, and so on and so forth, all the way down to your professional golfers. But for an amateur that just picked up clubs 2 years ago to shoot an 88, that's just unheard of. It's awesome.
I'm framing my scorecard. That's how good it was.
And it was a tough course. I mean, that's one of the top collegiate courses in the country. And she was able to just make it her bitch. So that was cool. But yeah, so that's kind of my journey right now in the teaching standpoint. I'm also, trying to get better. The dream is always to become a professional and to play in tournaments. I talked a couple weeks ago about a tournament I played in and came in second for my first tournament ever. So
it's
I'm
not
progressively
impossible.
getting better.
You can definitely do it. I mean, you're the type of person that you put your mind to it and you do it. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully in a year or two we'll see you on TV.
I hope so. But the coolest part about golf is you're really just playing against yourself. You're trying to get better to beat yourself. I play with a multitude of different types of players. I play with guys that shoot even par. I play with guys that shoot under par. I play with guys that don't break 100. So me competing with all them it's just unrealistic. So I compete with myself.
Yeah. Better your game.
Yeah, and I'm continuously getting better. And I mean, Rachel has been the best through this whole thing. We have a decent sized house, and she let me put a full simulator in the basement, so it's definitely helping with getting better.
It benefits me though too. So
yeah,
it's a win-win.
She can use it, and then our daughters can use it. We're really pushing golf, not pushing it on them, but immersing them in the game. So hopefully they'll love it because there's not a lot of female golfers out there. And we want our kids that if they want a scholarship to have easy access to one. And golf is kind of the best way that we've seen for young women to get a good scholarship to college.
Yeah, and I feel like, as females, it's easier to get into it when you're younger because it's not so intimidating when you're older. Like me now in my 30s, young 30s.
30s.
It was very intimidating, calling and making that tee time. You didn't really know what you were doing. You didn't have direction on how to do it, but it's very intimidating because it's a very male-dominant sport. I mean, I maybe saw, 4 women on the course yesterday.
Yeah.
It's all men, and, their egos are high. It's very... Very intimidating. I mean, for the longest time, I never wanted to go pay. I'll sit in the car until you get the car. I'll tee off on the second hole. I never wanted to do anything when men were just staring at you because they're not used to having women on the course. And if they were, it was in the older generation, then, you didn't really have young women going out there. So It definitely is a little nerve-wracking, but it's worth it. Once you do it one time, it's not that bad because they're all very nice and...
Yeah, and everybody's just out there to have fun.
Yeah, and they don't even care that you're there, in all honesty.
More than anything, they're probably just looking at her because she's beautiful. And they're like, oh, jackpot. We'll follow her around the course all day.
Please don't.
But yeah, that was another reason that we kind of came up with our clothing brand too, was to teach people and to give people access to golf apparel, to make it less intimidating and to kind of spread the word of golf.
Yeah, especially women-owned too,
Yeah.
I mean, you run it too, but...
Yeah, but you're the behind the scenes. You're doing all the orders. You're doing the website. She's doing it all. I more or less just post on my Instagram and help her when she needs it. So it's nice having a female in I guess a male-dominated sport for the most part, kind of running a business that's very completely centered around golf.
Yeah.
And you know what? That'll bring me to one of our first questions from our Q&A, and we'll let Rachel answer. So one question that we got, for those of you that didn't hear the podcast a couple weeks ago, we put on our stories on Instagram and Facebook, ask us questions that you want to know about us, and we'll answer them on the podcast. Because a lot of you listen, a lot of you comment. We get a ton of DMs all the time about, what do you do here? What do you do there? Well, the golf ones, the first one that we probably got, 10 or 12 of these. Same question. And it was, how did you come up with the name Paradise Golf Apparel?
Yeah. Zach and I really want to move south when we retire. We love the tropical vibes.
Yes.
We love palm trees. And if you go in our house, our patio has palm trees all over them. But we kind of wanted to center our logo and our business around that just because we would love to carry this on when we retire and be able to have it everywhere.
Yeah.
But, golf and the palm tree, just kind of the big X was the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Zach actually designed it. So he designed the entire logo and came up with the name.
Yeah.
But it's a big part of our lives with the tropical and Paradise. We're in Paradise probably 4 or 5 times a year. So
for those of you that know us, you know that we
us.
travel. And the logo was kind of easy to come up with. I started finding pictures on the internet of golf clubs and palm trees and sunsets and this and that. I would cut them out and then just start piecing them together. And then when I made the logo that Rachel's wearing right now, we both just knew.
Yeah.
We both knew, and then just mixing Paradise and golf and then putting the apparel so everybody knew that it was clothing and not a golf course was kind of easy.
Yeah.
But
we get a lot of compliments on it. It's a unique logo. We love it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's Rachel's job. She runs our clothing label. That's her job. And we're doing well with it. So definitely check out paradisegolfapparel.com.
Yes, and when you wear the brand, tag us in it. We love, because we'll post it on our feed and on our website. Tag us in what you're wearing so we can see how far it's reaching.
Yeah, and we always have new stuff coming out. Mm-hmm. A couple weeks ago, we dropped 3 new shirts. We do special editions, so make sure that you're following us on all the platforms so you can see when new stuff's coming out. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. We had a couple other golf-related questions. What is the best score that you've shot in a round of 18?
88.
88. Rachel's was 88, and that was at Clemson's Walker course, which is a tough course. My personal best is a 74 on a par 72. It was a 74, and that was at the Quarry in Canton during one of my tournaments. It's wild when you really focus in and you get all dialed in, you can really play some great golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to do that more.
Rachel, what made you get into golf? We had that from probably about 8 or 9 women really wanted to know what put you into golf. Why do you golf?
To be around my husband more. That was one reason why. We spent a lot of time together, and when he was golfing, doing 9 or 18 holes on a Saturday or Sunday, I realized, oh my God, it's 2 o'clock. Why isn't he home now? He's still playing golf. So I just went with him one day, and I was just his caddy, if you want to call it that, and just rode along and realized it was so fun. And then our friend Matt owns a Play It Again Sports, so he was able to get me some cheap clubs just to see if I liked the game. And I did. I went out, and I wasn't the best, but I started off with putting, just a short game, and I kind of worked my way back.
Yeah.
And we loved it. And he got me a set for an anniversary one year, and really it just happened.
Yeah.
I just started, getting more outfits and clubs and accessories with it, and it turned into an every weekend thing, and we just had fun with it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed being, around the company, outside.
Yeah.
Just kind of fell in love with it.
And guys, if you want to get and I know some guys play golf to get a break from their marriage or to get a break from their kids or to whatever. That's not how.
This can help your marriage, though.
But if you want to get your wife into it and you're trying to figure out what can really, push her into it, the clothes, man, the clothes.
Get her a cute outfit.
Right. You throw a cool mini skirt her way with a tank top or a Paradise Golf Apparel shirt. She's going to just be happy. Get her out on that course, let her take some aggression out on the ball, and it just helps.
Yeah.
And, we like to do everything together. We're always together. We're always, doing stuff together, and golf just was a natural thing that we could do together. And now we go golf, 2-3 times a week because we both really enjoy it. And sometimes we'll play 9, which takes us, about an hour and a half, or we'll play 18, which will be a 4-hour all-day thing. We went out yesterday. We both realized we hadn't played in probably a week. We've just been busy with life, as I'm sure you guys are. And we're like, well, let's take some beers. And this is not something you should be doing.
No.
If you're going to golf courses, you should definitely buy their beers. But we broke the rule for whatever reason, and we took some beers. We played 9 holes, and by the end of it, we
didn't give a shit anymore.
We just didn't care. We were having fun.
Yeah.
We were having fun drinking beers, talking, hanging out. It was a blast.
I did par the first 2 holes, and that was about it for me.
And then she slugged some beers, and it was just downhill from there.
Yep.
I remember I was standing over a putt, and this was I think it was my birdie putt, and I can lock in on a putt, and 9 times out of 10 I'll make it if it's close enough. But I just thought to myself, man, I don't care about this.
No, but that was a good putt you had going. It would veer to the right a little bit, but man, it would have gone right in.
Yeah. So that is how we started the company. That's Rachel's lowest score. It's my lowest score. Let's see. I know we have a couple. Do you remember any of the other ones? I'm trying to look up the logo.
No, the logo. Let me see that.
I know there's just so many questions. We just wrote them all down when we were doing our Q&A podcast. And we probably should have crossed them out so we could remember which ones were about golf.
Well, how do you, when you go to Golf Galaxy or Foxy Golf, wherever to get clubs, what do you know what you're looking for?
Oh, okay. So the big thing that I tell anybody that's just trying to get in the game, I tell them just go buy a used set. Go buy something cheap. You can get into this sport. A lot of people think that it's a really expensive sport to get into, and it can really add up. But if you haven't ever played and you don't know if you're going to be good or bad or if you're going to like it or not, go to garage sale. Go to Play It Again Sports, or if you have something that's a used sporting goods store around your area, go there and just tell the people that work there, hey, I'm looking to get into this. What do I need? And tell them your budget. I know you can get a full set for, I think my first full set was like $200.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is also another really good one. Cause
any of those.
Zach has sold a couple of his on there. Once you grow out of a pair or you realize you don't want that brand anymore, you want to try something different, you can get, a set that's only been used for a year.
Yeah. But
still in great condition.
Do a little bit of research because, when you start, there's certain types of clubs you want to start with. As you're getting better, you're not going to play the same clubs that Tiger Woods plays. It's not going to happen. They're not going to be easy to hit. Those are hard clubs to hit. So you want to talk to somebody at one of these stores or do a little bit of research online. Figure out what's a good game improvement iron, something that, when you hit it, it's going to be real forgiving. That's a big, kind of keyword in the golf industry is it more forgiving? Is it more playable? All these things that if you have questions, shoot us a DM. I will definitely try my best to help you. If I can't, like Rachel was saying, our best friend Matt, he owns Play It Again Sports in Columbus, Ohio, and I will direct you to him, and he has all the answers. I promise you. He's not going to like that I said that or that I'm going to give out his phone number, but he knows what to get you, and he will put you where you need to be. And then as you get better, you'll get better clubs, and as you get kind of to that point where you're consistently breaking 90 or 85 or 80, and you're getting those lower scores, definitely get fitted. It's a lot of people get turned off or a little afraid of getting fitted because they're like, well, it's expensive. I don't want these people to judge me on my swing. Trust me, these people are not judging you. They've seen worse.
Yeah.
They are not worried about your little slice that you got going on. But a new set of clubs can help you, can help those little things that you have going on, and they'll make you a better player. This last set I went and got fitted because I'm getting to the point where I think I'm getting to be pretty good. And I had really good clubs before, but I wanted to switch into more of a blade style, a professional style club, so I could have a little bit more workability on the ball. And getting fitted, I really think helped me.
Yeah, you definitely noticed a change in that.
Yeah.
But also talking to a golf pro in your area, the courses.
Yeah.
Golf Galaxy, Mike is there. He's a good friend of ours.
Mike Desiker.
Yeah, he can help you
It's
with
a Golf
grips,
Galaxy
with
in Canton.
everything. Yeah. So I recommend talking to a pro.
Yeah. Or even, the guys at Golf Galaxy, the workers, they know what they're talking about. They're golfers. And if they don't know, they'll point you in the right direction. But yeah, first set, get them used.
Yeah.
Don't dump a ton of money.
Because you may hate the game and don't waste money on it.
Right.
It's not for everybody.
No, but it is so much fun.
Yeah, I agree.
So much fun.
Any other questions?
I think, I don't know. If we remember any, we'll kind of talk about them. But let's talk about what do we do to practice? How have we gotten so much better in a short amount of time? What can people do? Because a lot of people think that, the only time I'm going to go play is when my buddies call me and they got a tee time.
I think you can go to any golf course that has a range or a putting green or a chipping green.
Yep.
We go to Raintree quite often and chip and putt up there. They have a driving range that we go to, and we make a game out of it. Whoever can get the closest to the pin, we bet money. So, but it gets you kind of in the mood to play. It gets you, challenge yourself a little more. We have a simulator here, and not everyone has the advantage to have that. But if you know someone or Golf Galaxy, you go and try a club, you can go swing for.
Yeah.
It's free.
Just hit with the clubs.
Yeah.
But
They're gonna hate we said that, but go try out if you like the club or not, and you can go practice a little bit. But there's a lot of golf ranges around here that are actually pretty cheap. I mean, for $5 you get a large bucket of balls, and just hit as much as you want.
It's like 90 balls, 90 hits. The biggest thing I can tell you is just take it seriously. When you're going to practice, I've gone to driving ranges with guys that'll take that large bucket and they'll blow through them in 10 minutes. And I'm like, how'd you do? And they're like, I don't know. What club did you hit? How far did I don't know. And they're not going to get better. Take that bucket of balls, figure out, okay, today I'm going to work on my 7-iron. I hit my 7-iron 185 yards. I'm going to figure out where 185 yards is. I'm going to make a target and I'm going to hit it there. Or like Rachel was saying, where we'll take, we'll bet a little bit of money here and there if we're doing a chipping game. We'll just find a putting green, go off the putting green into the rough or the longer grass, and we'll pick a hole and we'll just take turns chipping at it.
Yeah. We also have the nets at home, too, that can help you. Go in your front yard and chip, and it has, like, bullseye. It's kind of like a dartboard. Do that. Get a little putting green, like a little carpet.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff's cheap.
Yeah.
You can get one of those hitting nets that's like, 8 foot by 8 foot that pops up, kind of like the baseball throwbacks or anything. But they have ones for golf. They're not expensive. I want to say you could get one of those for $50. You could get a 6 foot by 6 foot hitting mat for $50. All in for $100, and you can just swing away. Practice. The biggest thing with golf is getting that contact good. Make sure that your form is good, and make sure you're hitting the ball or striking the ball well, and you're gonna be good at the game.
Another way to practice too, if you have small ones at home and you just want to get out of the house and you don't have time to go to, a course to practice, take them putt-putting and take your putter.
Yeah,
it's a great way to.
We do that all the time,
and it makes it better because it's way better than little putters at the putting green, and you have fun, and it gets you engaged with your children. You get to practice. It's a win-win.
Yeah. You'll definitely have some people looking at you like, how did you get that putter? Why don't you have this crummy 1970s rubber putter? But
we took our Cobras to, Downview?
Yeah. I went and played. They have a putt-putt course in Disney World. And for those of you that know or have listened to the podcast before, you know that I go down to Disney once a year with a group of guys, and we do like a golf tournament, but a golf outing. Yeah, it's like a week long. But we played a mini golf course at Disney, and everybody took their own putters. It was hilarious. And I think a lot of I did, but a lot of the guys took their own balls. I play the same ball all the time, and most experienced or better golfers play the same ball all the time. So I didn't want a pink ball or an orange ball or a purple ball. I wanted a TaylorMade TP5, and I wanted my Scotty Cameron putter, because I wanted the best chance at winning.
Yeah.
But it also got me a lot of practice. I got a ton of practice with it.
And it's fun.
It's a lot of fun. But yeah, golf will open so many doors with the people you hang out with, because you'll get to go on trips like that. You'll get to go down to Orlando for a week, or to the Bahamas for a week, or Ireland to play golf. When we were in this tournament, we met up with 2 other guys. Me and Matt played in this tournament about a month ago. We met up with these 2 other guys that we golf with pretty frequently. They're 2 of the police officers in Norton. And we talked about different places we could go for golf trips. And we were talking everything from Myrtle Beach to Hawaii to Ireland to, going all over the world to play this game that we love.
That's when the game gets really expensive, is when you travel like that. It's not really the clubs, it's traveling.
Yeah, but if you love it, you got to do it.
It's worth it. If those trips are like once in a lifetime, especially you go to Ireland, you go to Hawaii, Bahamas, those are once in a lifetime trips that if you have the means,
do it.
Do it.
Do it. We are always going to be big proponents for travel. And if you can travel and get to play the sport or game or whatever that you love to do, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
If you ever want to answer no on something, like, if you want us to talk you out of it, don't ask us, because we'll talk you into it, because it'll be worth it. It's like I said, it's a once in a lifetime trip, and sometimes you just got to pull the trigger and do it.
Ooh, no amount of money ever bought a second of time.
True that.
So if you have the opportunity to do something, you'll always be able to make more money. You're always
Yeah.
going to be able to make more money. I was just having this conversation with my dad a couple weeks ago. We were talking about traveling, and we were inviting them on some vacation. They're like, we were inviting them because we want to go to those over-the-water bungalows down in like Bora Bora or Jamaica, or like where they have, you're on
You're
stilts.
secluded, like you're by yourself.
Yeah. And my parents, they're very well off. Money was not the issue. But sometimes they don't want to
Pull the trigger and
Yeah.
spend the big,
on
amount of
doing
money.
something that it's on their bucket list. We talked about bucket lists. That was where it all came from. We were talking about bucket lists. And this was on their bucket list. And I said, you just got to do it. Money will come and go. You can always make money. I could go get a job right now at McDonald's. I could make $12 an hour or whatever crazy amount they're paying right now, and I could make more money. But I'm never going to be 35 again. I'm never going to have this body that I'm in right now that can climb stairs, climb mountains, paddleboard down a canal, or, jump off cliffs. I'm not going to have it anymore. And I don't want to waste it because I'm worried about money.
Yeah.
Money is going to come and go. Your time, once it's gone, it's gone.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Just hit submit and go.
Yeah.
Pick a time and go.
Right. All right. So back to talk about golf, not about time in life. A couple big things that we want to leave you with is don't be afraid to get out there and play, especially women. Make those tee times. A lot of the times you can make it online. I have an app called Golf Now, and I can make a tee time online. And some of them are, I don't even have to check in with the front desk. I pay here. When I get there, I just grab a cart and I go. But they want to see you out golfing.
They do.
Yeah. It might be intimidating, but they want to see you there.
Yeah, and if you're someone who, like I was last year, I never wanted it. When I had him do the tee times, I would say, do it when there's no one around us. Or make it the last tee times. That way we can take our time. People can pass us. I just don't want to be bombarded with other golfers staring at me while I'm golfing. Even though they weren't. But in my head, I thought they were. Now, I don't care. But online, you can actually see. You can pick your own tee time. And if you don't want people around you, go right in the middle of the day or later in the evening.
Yeah.
And it can kind of put you at ease where you can kind of relax, get ready for the game, and actually be excited about it and not so intimidated.
And you can take your, piggybacking off what Rachel says, you can take your time a little more. Like last night when we went out and played, there was nobody.
Yeah.
There was nobody in front of us. There was nobody behind us. Some holes we played 2 balls just because we had the time. We let Addie tee off. We let Addie putt. And, we really just enjoyed our time out there. We weren't rushed.
Yeah.
So really, if you want to get into the game and you're just nervous about that kind of stuff, put yourself in positions where you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Weekday golf.
Yeah.
Better
Weekday golf is, way less people. Practice.
Yep.
A lot of people don't practice and then they wonder why they're not getting better. You got to practice. And then if you're new, buy yourself some cheap clubs. Get some nice stuff. Bring them home, take some Dawn dish soap and some water, scrub them down, make them look nice so you enjoy having them.
Yeah, and once you enjoy the game more, go buy the set you want,
Yeah.
Just itch your way up. But you can also, on these used clubs, you can re-grip them to make them look new.
Yeah.
Make them feel new, make everything better for you. But a lot of people I don't think realize that. If you, like newer golfers, they must think that you have to have a crummy entire set. But get them re-gripped, get them cleaned up.
Yeah.
Add to it if you want to. You can buy some cheaper clubs.
Right, because you might find that club. I play with a guy, and he has some Nike woods. So Nike stopped making golf clubs a long time ago. I don't know how long ago, but I know that it's been a long time. And he still has these 2 Nike woods that he hits so well. I'm pretty sure he got them used. But he hits them so well, and he's upgraded his irons, his wedges, his driver, his putter, everything in his bag. But he's still got these 2 clubs, and he kept them because he plays great with them. And you might find that diamond in the rough when you go to Play It Again Sports and they hook you up with X, Y, and Z, and X might just be money for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely start out simple.
Yep, I agree with that.
And ask questions, because there's so many people out there that want to give you answers. You just have to ask. And then the final thing that we're going to leave you with is take lessons.
Yes.
Lessons are probably the most intimidating part of golf, because everybody thinks, well, they just want to teach the pros and they just want to teach people that are good to tweak their games. No. I know personally as, an aspiring instructor, I want to teach everybody. I don't care if your swing, it's probably better for me if your swing is bad because I'm going to get to fix it and then you're going to think I'm awesome because I fixed your swing.
Yeah. And it gives you more confidence. When I went and saw Mike at Golf Galaxy for my first lesson, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this guy's going to think I'm an idiot for not how to swing properly. But he fixed my grip for me and my ball up in the air.
Yeah.
I left there like, holy shit, I can really play golf.
Yeah.
And I did. And you practiced that. And I met with him again. He had to kind of, remind me of my grip. But he will teach you as you go and as you learn. He kind of gets you in the habit of doing it. It's a game changer. Sometimes it's worth the money. It's worth the money. And Mike's not the only one who can do it. All golf pros can do it.
Yeah.
But I recommend Mike.
And if you're trying to find a golf pro, thank you. If you're trying to find a golf pro, go to your Golf Galaxies, go to your local course, and they're going to have either a guy that works there or they're going to know somebody that can meet with you. I work with Mike too, and sometimes we'll meet at a driving range in Norton. Sometimes we'll meet at, this place or this place, and they go all over the place and develop that relationship with them. Mike's turned into like a really good friend of mine, and we don't even talk golf that much anymore. It's more we've just become friends because we bonded over this amazing sport.
Yeah. And
now he's just a buddy of mine. But I can also call him if I'm having an issue and he'll help me, and vice versa. If he's having an issue, I love when he calls me and I can kind of talk him through it or help him through it. But meet these other professionals or other golfers and your world is just going to expand, right?
I agree.
But the biggest and the best thing you can do, and I'm going to put the camera on me for this, the best thing you can do for your golf game is to buy Paradise Golf Apparel, because it's going to make you look good on the course. And looking good means you're going to play good, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, you want to talk golf, hit us up in the DMs.
We like doing this Q&A, so he's coming.
Yeah, because there's going to be more golf conversations. And if you have a question, we'd love to put it in here.
Yeah.
Speaking of a little bit of golf, before we get out of here, we are going to have a couple golf pros on one of the podcasts here soon. I've talked to Mike. He's going to be on. I talked to Matt. He's going to be on just about finding the right clubs, doing stuff like that. So that is something to look forward to. If you love golf, if you're in the game, if you love the game, check out our website. Keep listening to the podcast. We're always going to have golf stories because we love it, love it, love it.
Yep.
And I think that's it, right?
Yep, that's it.
We're going to wrap it up. Thank you for listening. Once again, we are Play Together, Stay Together, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.